Hello, everyone. Um, let's get into the reading. Um, okay. You're in a new beginning. Alright? Um, something has come to a close and something has begun. Right? Um, you haven't brought everything with you, right? Um, you haven't brought everything with you. And I think right now you're in a process of trying to weigh things carefully, right? Or you should be. Because with any new beginning, there's a lot of emotions, right? With any new beginning, there's a lot of emotions, okay? There's a lot of things that come up. There's a lot of things that kind of, all of a sudden, like, jump out from the shadows, whether that's within yourself or like literally like just people showing back up in your life, or certain things that are inconveniences, or even like serious problems, right? But even a minor inconvenience during this feels like the end of the world, all right? Or it often can. And I think that is because change is not something that the human brain likes. It's not something that people like. Some people have a lot more trouble with change than others, especially anyone on the neurodivergent spectrum usually has a lot more trouble coping with change, right? I need to turn this fan off. It's getting hot. So, you're in this process of weighing things carefully, and where you want to come to is understanding what is solid, right? Understanding what belongs in your life, right? Because and with a new beginning, right? The Fool card always depicted, well, not always, but classically predicted as a kind of free-spirited energy with a knapsack on the end of a stick, right? Not carrying much, but on an adventure of some sort, right? To make that journey, you have to leave things behind, right? To carry that little with you, you have to leave certain things, right? And I think you're in the process of doing that, right? You're in the process of trying to find what is solid for you, right? What you need. And you're being asked to let go of this building energy because you're already there. You're already there. You're already doing it, right? You have to get rid of this you're building something energy, right? You don't have to be doing more, right? You don't have to be doing more. All you have to do right now, you're already here. I think you're gaining some clarity on this too, with the Ace of Swords. You're gaining some clarity on this too, that you've already closed out the cycle. You've already done the thing. You've already done what you're supposed to do. And now you're in this new version of yourself, this new life, or you're going into this new version of your life, right? This new chapter. You're not building anything. You've already built it. You're already there. You need to figure out what's staying and what's going. And with this new version of yourself, it'll be pretty easy to figure out. It's pretty extreme sometimes, right? Especially like these two coming out together, right? The end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, right? when you do this, right, it's like this is the end of the tarot, this is the beginning of it, right? And it travels all the way through until the end, and then here, and then here again, and then it travels all the way through, right? That's the process of being a human being that wants to grow, right? That wants to learn, that wants to follow their path, or wants to grow something for themselves, right? That's the journey. And when you're here, which is where you are, it can feel very scary, first of all. And getting back to letting go of things, right? You will feel 555 as I looked up. You will feel that. You will feel it. You will feel if it is not for you anymore. You will feel if it is not with this new version of you anymore. If it goes against everything you've built within yourself, right? Sometimes it feels very violent, right? Not in a like, I'm gonna kind of, right? I mean, the emotions are very intense, right? The anxiety or the tightness in the chest, the rejection of it, right, feels very strong, right? And it is so easy to reject that thing, right, that no longer sits right with you. And that's kind of when you know that you're in this process, is that you aren't sitting there like questioning, like back and forth. When you see a thing that you don't want in your life anymore, it's the easiest choice in the world to get it gone. And after you do it, there's that moment of like, oh, right, like, oh shit, because it was so reactionary. It was so reactionary, so instinctual, to just say no, or to say I'm leaving, or to say I don't want that in my life, right? It was so easy to say it, right? And it felt so right. And then after you sit there with it and you're like, yeah, it was right. Like, it was right, and I didn't have to think about it for it to be right, you know? Like, I just knew that it was wrong. I knew that that thing was wrong for me, so I took a step and cut it out. I think that's probably also what this clarity is, right? This Ace of Swords is probably also what that is about. Is that that clarity, that peace of mind, that you know, it just clicks. It just clicks. Like, I mean, an example for me, like, someone said something to me today, or they called me something that I didn't like today. They didn't mean anything by it. They didn't mean anything by it. It was, I think it was supposed to be endearing. It didn't feel that way. No, it was supposed to be endearing. I know that from this person, right? It was supposed to be endearing. But, like, instantly I was just like, don't call me that. Don't say that, right? And it was instant. The second I saw it, the second I heard it, it just clicked and I said it. And then, like, they apologized and they're like, oh shit, sorry, right? But then I took a second and I was like, yeah, I know you didn't mean anything by it, but I just don't like it. And it was that clarity of like, it wasn't that I was in that moment offended by it, or it wasn't in that moment that I was offended by it, or mistrusted their like intention with it. It was just like, your intention doesn't matter if I don't want to hear that thing, right? If that thing doesn't make me feel good, right? And I did it in a, how would I describe that? Like it was stern, but it wasn't mean, and I was kind afterwards and was like, yeah, you're good. Like, I just don't like it. Like, I know you didn't mean anything by it. You're good. We're good. But in that, right, that is the, it's easy, it's instinctual, it just happens, right? You've probably already had one of these moments, or you'll have them soon, and they'll kind of tell you that, like, yeah, you're here, right? You've made it, you're already in that new beginning, you're not building anymore, right? You're already there. And I mean, I guess your choice would be to start building towards something else, or to enjoy what you have and figure out where you want to go next, right? But obviously, I would recommend taking, and I think that's part of this energy too, actually, is taking your time, balancing things, right? Also talking about what you have to leave behind, what you will end up leaving behind, right? But also, it's talking about, right, taking this moment to enjoy what you've already built. Take this time to enjoy what you've already built and figure out where you want to go next. All right? We'll leave this one there. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.